palsy.
Hint, Bell palsy, Cody. Hey, you've probably given something.
Megan laughs at me from the sidelines.
Our producer over there, Megan. You've probably given something to charity this holiday season, but imagine if a very wealthy real estate investor came up to you saying, hey, can you help me? Can you give me a little handoff charity here, ringing the little bell, you know, like Salvation Army does? You'd say, I'd say, buzz off, Buster, what's going on? But real estate and speculators, now reportedly the latest group to come hat in hand to taxpayers for a bailout. And now they want taxpayers to help prop up their investments in ugly strip malls and those office parks that they say are heading for foreclosure. They're saying the commercial real estate market, folks, is the next bubble to burst and will tank the economy even further. So they're asking for this bailout. Should real estate speculators get it? Joining us now, Bill Procida, one of the biggest real estate developers in the New York area. So are you, Bill, asking?
No way. No way, and I can't believe it's gotten to this. I mean, they're right in saying the banks aren't lending money, and the banks got to start lending money again. But for the commercial real estate industry, which, by the way, is not your little localhood neighborhood strip mall, the local banks are still lending to a good neighborhood strip mall. We're talking about the mega malls that were financed by the nationalized guys.
The group that owns.
We're not talking about the person that owns the little office building and a little strip mall. We're talking about the mega malls that shouldn't have got built in the first place.
Well, the strip malls shouldn't have been built across in the first place.
Well, the strip malls came first. No, the strip malls were the neighborhood.
Strip mall, no such thing.
We need to go back to the neighborhood. You know, I mean, look at the nationalized banks killed the little banks in the neighborhood, killed the little shopping district, killed the little office guys. You know.
So why are we bailing out the biggest companies? Why? You just handed me a piece of paper explaining to me that we should give out $100 million.
Because you know what? If the government's going to give money out, they got to do it intelligently.
No,
they shouldn't. I agree with you. I agree with you. They shouldn't, but since they already started it, they should at least do it intelligently. And giving it to big banks is not intelligent. Giving it to little banks in the neighborhood to get it back into the neighborhoods is the way it should be done. But I agree with you. You shouldn't bail out anybody. You make a bad bet when you go to a casino. When you make a bad bet, you go to a casino. Anybody give you your money back?
Apparently
no.
I got to tell you, I interviewed Representative Thaddeus McConnell today on another show that I do, and he said that basically this, I cheated on it. Actually, it's my show. I can do that too. It's on FoxNews.com. But what happened was, I said to him, well, what about this? You were against a TARP bailout, but you're for an auto bailout. He said, well, TARP was a bad idea, but since you did it already, I'd like to see autos get it. Now, is that the same argument?
They got to shut it all. Look, in business, if you make a bad investment, you lose. Last time I invested in the stock market and the trade went bad, nobody gave me back money. That's the American economy. That's capitalism.
Okay, now let me play the devil's advocate here. These commercial real estate people are saying, hey, you know, we're able to finance these multi-million-dollar properties. They do it by leverage. They do like a 5-year arm, and then once it comes up, they need to refinance that big old bulk balloon.
2 points.
And there's no financing going on, Bill.
Nobody is going to foreclose on somebody with an income-producing property that's paying. But what they're not telling you is I don't have the retail tenants anymore paying me because they're going under because we all consume too much.
This will be the next catastrophe to the economy.
But that's what happens in real estate. It's cyclical. As they flood too much money into the economy, prices become ridiculous. You pull it out, prices go down. What nobody's talking about is the intrinsic value of real estate. It was never that great in 03, 04, and 05. It was just liquidity. Now it's not that bad. It's just lack of liquidity.
So the thing that I get concerned about is trying to see out to the other side. I mean, it's clear that we are in the socialist state. The Republicans and Democrats in power are doling out welfare to the richest people in this country. How do we get through it? In 5 years, how do we reprivatize any of these industries? When does this stop?
How's it always happen? The rich go down and a new wave of people come in. And you're right. You're right. We're helping the people that got us into this mess keep control of their market share. And really what's got to happen in all aspects, the country's got to return back to its core values. You know, we were all entrepreneurs before we were mega companies. Okay, let them all fail. Entrepreneurs will come back in. This is a great country. Well, this is a country where somebody's going to step in and fix it.
A minute ago, you just defended the real estate group getting a bailout.
I didn't. No, I'm not. No.
Okay, so you're against all sort of bailouts of real estate.
If they're going to do TARP, I have a plan that's more intelligent than what they're doing, which is give it local. For real estate and homeowners. It's just a simple thing. Give the money to local savings and loans to deploy in their neighborhood to local people. Don't bail out big companies. Listen, all these big companies you're bailing out were bought with leverage.
A bailout. What was your point?
My point is I can't figure out if you're for or against real estate people getting TARP funds.
No, I'm definitely against the government bailing anybody out.
But now that they're doing
if they're going to,
this is the same argument.
Well, listen, none of us are going to fix it. None of us are going to stop them from giving out our money. I'm just saying, hey, listen, if I invest in a hedge fund today, pretty much because everything's so cheap, I'll make 20%. Why as taxpayers shouldn't we make 20%?
How is it different from your argument?
My argument is that you save a financial institution, the world financial institution was on systemic failure watch, not autos and real estate and retail.
Okay,
according to the guys inside that industry.
By the way, and why? So
their shirts. I was going to buy the industry out.
And why not? And by the way, and why not prop up the little banks? Why take the little banks are not the ones that got us here? It was the big banks. Why prop up the big banks?
Well, the little banks, they may need some propping up. We actually have a community banker from Denver who's here visiting, Bill, and he's going to be on our show tomorrow. So we'll ask him that, Bill.
Community banks rock.
Except when they get welfare. Bill, thank you so much. Fox Business Alert, guys, the flip side of the bonus battle.